Welcome to Opinions Like Ales, everybody, your favorite pop culture podcast where we have opinions and most of them stink. My name is Michael Zampino. With me, as always, is Hilton Price.
Frankly, still bitter about the lack of love Ernie Hudson gets in the first Ghostbusters. Mm-hmm. He's not in the fucking poster. Mm-mm. He doesn't show up in the movie till like halfway through. Mm-hmm. And I'm gonna go out on a limb here. Ernie Hudson's the best Ghostbuster.
Ooh!
Just saying it.
Take that, Dan Aykroyd. Put that in your fucking pipe and smoke it.
Aykroyd's too close to it.
Put that in your skull bottle and drink it.
So much laughter. How many people are here?
2.
Whoa.
More than usual.
That is one more than usual.
Wait, you're right. One more than two more than you and I.
Twice as many as normal. Twice as many guests this week on OLA.
Twice as many stringers.
Twice as many stringers. Wow, stringers again.
Episode 250, we get 1 stringer.
But now here
Episode 250, we get 2 stringers for the price of 1. I believe it's 258.
258.
To only have a window of 7 episodes in between.
That's almost
pretty good.
The only other way you get back on the show this fast is if you bring the creator of Strawberry Shortcake.
That's true.
The only other way
I
you get back.
didn't know we could do that.
We just had her on the show.
We just had her on the show
Oh
last
my
week.
gosh, that's amazing.
She created Care Bears and Strawberry Shortcake and Get Along Gang.
Yeah.
You guys, we don't deserve these seats. That's amazing.
No, we brought in new seats. Those are
Thank you. Okay, yes, yeah.
The other ones are in the.
I really appreciate that.
They're in the museum.
Yeah, the museum like a-holes.
OLA Museum.
Just opened here in Tulsa.
I can't think of his name right now, but I got to work with a guy who did like 7 different voices for Ren and Stimpy.
Cool.
Billy West?
No, his last name is Pete.
Yes.
Pete.
Yep, I know.
I got to perform with him and Rich Hall, 2 of my fucking heroes. Yeah,
That's cool.
Dang. As someone who ever since childhood has dabbled in impressions,
Harris Pete.
that would be really fun.
Yeah, sure.
He's sensational.
Did the voice of Muddy Mud Skipper, among many other characters.
Muddy Mud Skipper coming to your... Oh, that's Pippi Longstocking.
Wow. You've got the Pippi Longstocking.
I used to.
Pippi lives in Oklahoma, actually.
No shit.
Yeah,
We need
the
to get
actress
her
that played
on the
Pippi.
show.
She's chilling here in Oklahoma.
Pippi, I long for your stockings. Come on my show.
Oklahoma is where...
By the way, Jon and Joanna Stringer, everybody. We said stringers, but we didn't give first names.
Hey, guys, welcome to the show.
Thank you for
Thank
coming.
you.
And in person. That's
Yeah.
the biggest reason. We saw that you were at the comedy club this week, and I was like, you gotta come to my house.
Yes,
And then I bribed you with drugs.
I'll quickly say, because I might not be frequently speaking in this podcast, my voice is just gone. That is all that's going on. So that's why I sound like a garbage disposal for this. So I will be chiming in, but my wife, Joanna, I'm going to give her an opportunity to speak on my behalf, and then I'll give you a grade like 1 through 10 on how accurate she got it.
I was going to say, just know that
Grading?
if you feed her jokes and they work, you're not getting credit.
She's so much
You guys,
funnier
where do you
than
think
me.
some of his jokes on stage come from?
No joke. In real life, I like observe and report. That's all.
That's so funny.
Well, and this gives us a chance to
You're
just
a
ask
security
some
guard.
important questions. Like, Joanna, what don't you like about Jon?
Ooh. Plus, I love that we can cut his mic if we don't want him to respond.
super easy. You
Yeah,
ready?
well, I mean,
Bye-bye.
God's whole-
Yeah, definitely. How much time do we have? How long is this podcast?
And let's
as long
be
as you want. My family just left until tomorrow.
Ooh.
And isn't laryngitis just God cutting the mic anyway? So really, that's the creator saying,
It really is.
we've heard you enough.
I got the light. I saw the light.
Exactly.
And I ran it.
Got the light of lights. Oh, that's funny. We're super Christian here on this show, so get
That is
ready
us.
for that. Just kidding. Ha 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 ha, man. You remember the Hail Satan Network from Mr. Show?
You know how religious Jon and I are. We live in a church.
It's so
Exactly.
true.
Well, and that's what kind of reminded me about people like Pippi Longstocking hiding out in Oklahoma, is that you guys are living in a church in small town Kansas.
Yeah, yep. We are under the radar. It's fantastic.
And we talked a little bit about that back on episode 250 about getting the church, and you've been renovating it, and that's still in process, right?
Oh yeah, and honestly, we'll probably never be done.
Okay.
Part because we're slow, and part because old buildings just.
It's just it's a big undertaking.
It's a big undertaking, and it's a constant cycle. By the time you've got it fixed up, something else is broken and needs to be repaired.
And you didn't know this stuff going into it, so you've kind of been learning along the way, right?
Yeah. So, I mean, we expected all of this, but we didn't know how to do any of this. We've wanted an old building forever, a turn of the century building. So, and we've been like watching other people, renovate theirs, but we never had our own. So yeah, we're getting our hands dirty for the first time. So there is a little bit of, mess up and then fix it, do it right.
But at least it's ours to mess up or repair. Like, just like any home, even a church, not it's not special in the way that 120 years ago when it was built, there were still probably some shortcuts. There was still there was still a general contractor.
Yeah, they were still making a building.
It was just people like us. I mean, so you can imagine there were as many mistakes, as many budget cuts.
Hell yeah, they were like, look, like we need to save money on 2x4s. Like, fucking God will hold it up.
Yeah, I mean, really.
Well,
you don't want to look in our basement.
Who needs load-bearing columns?
You don't want to look in our basement. So we put our bed up on the stage, like where the altar was, where
That's
where
what
the
I'm
choir
talking
would
about.
stand.
Yeah, where the Lord can see you.
Exactly.
He's
I
always
wanna be
watching anyway,
highlighted.
fucking pervert.
Yeah,
Give him
he
a good
is.
angle.
Exactly.
Sicko.
Dirty
Give him something nice to look at.
Yeah, just look straight down my butthole.
But man, you don't want to go down under that stage and look how our bed is held up. You will not go stand up there. It is sketchy.
I love the idea of a butthole that is open and
For God. For God.
you can see
who
down
It's called hashtag gaping for God.
Oh my God.
It's like the instant, when you pull the plug out and it just stays big for a second.
Yeah, exactly. That's gaping, baby.
That's what he wants. That is what God is asking for.
He's like, let me spit in it. This is the grossest the show's ever
oh
been,
my
and I love
gosh,
it.
if you go out in the
so
rain,
sorry.
maybe that's what God's doing to you.
That's all he's doing.
Bing, bang, boom. No, that's God crying because you touch yourself at night.
God wants to do the touching. Don't take it away from him.
We talked a little bit about this actually off mic before you guys even got here. Mike and I were just chatting a little bit, and we got into the topic of our beliefs in religion. And Mike is a proud atheist, and I've always been someone of faith, but I don't think God gives a shit about who's masturbating.
No.
And that's the thing that
I hope not,
that I said
'cause-
was the idea that an all-powerful creator of the universe would be concerned with the little people touching themselves is just so crazy.
And
to
if
me.
he is, that's not someone I want to hang out with for eternity.
Yeah, stop watching the teenagers make out. That's creepy, man.
Gross. Let people jerk it.
Yeah. You gave him the ability to do it. That's probably not what you should be
You're the one that
concerned
made
about.
it feel good, you fucking weirdo.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
and we didn't get into this off mic, you and me, Mike, but one of the things that off mic, Mike, is that the idea that God is like a dude
Oh, yeah.
or a lady, that he's a person is so
A human.
ridiculous.
You
That's-
guys don't sit
that's
around and think
the-
about God's genitals?
That's
Come
the
on.
definition of hubris, is to say that there's a God and it looks exactly like me.
that it acts like me,
Yes.
that it,
yeah.
Any,
That is
any way,
hubris
yeah.
beyond.
Oh, I am worthy of a God making me.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, no, we're
I like that that even being a religious person, you're like, yeah, that's insane.
well, I just
And it's funny. We always talk about. I definitely did wind up a militant atheist.
Yeah.
But my path there was definitely through a deep feeling of a need to have a religion. I grew up Catholic, obviously, with a last name ending in O. You grow up Catholic by default. And once I started realizing that I didn't believe the stuff I was hearing, I was like, oh, fuck. You have to figure out which one you do believe, because you can't not believe or you're going to go to hell. And that sounds like not fun. And so, like you mostly do if you have been made afraid of an eternity of fire and torture, you're like, I better find the thing. And so I went to a bunch of different churches. I went to fucking Falls Creek. Hell yeah, I got to smoke weed and finger bang at Falls Creek. That was a lot of fun.
That is the Falls Creek way.
It is the Falls Creek way.
A lot of people don't know. It actually says that in Latin on the crest. It says smoke weed and finger bang.
Okay, well, how could you not pick that church?
Yeah, Fingericus Terrificus.
Smokifus weedicus. Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly.
it was fun, but I hated it the whole time. Like, this is how much I remember it. So you didn't go to like mass, like Catholics do. They went to the tabernacle, which I was like, that's a silly word, you fucking weirdos.
Fun.
I know. I was like,
I want to go to the tabernacle.
no, you don't, because they're real gross in there. The first day, the guy was going off. This was in the 90s, so it was right after Ellen DeGeneres had come out. on her show and everything. We don't need to go into how Ellen DeGeneres is a dickhead, but
It has been downhill the last few years for her.
that's an unrelated story, but this is just a human being who's gay and came out and deserved to be able to come out. And this guy was calling her Ellen DeGenerate and just railing against gays. And even in high school, I was like, fuck this guy and fuck all of this. And yeah, anyway, that path is what led me to finally being like, this is all pretty awful and I don't like it very much.
It just occurred to me I'm in Tulsa. You grew up in Tulsa?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, of course you grew up
Born and
around
raised.
horrible religious organizations.
Oh, yeah, they're
This
everywhere
place
here.
is, it's really a breeding ground for that.
Oh, you have no idea how many times we've had to. So Eleanor had an aftercare thing she was at, and they had this thing where it was like every Thursday they did a thing that was after hours until like 7:00, and they would give him pizza and let him do all this stuff. And we let Eleanor go, and then the first night she came home, we said something. I don't remember the context, but something about being made, and she goes, God made me. And I'm going, what? Where did you hear that? God and Jesus made me. And I
Honey,
went,
time for new daycare.
Oh, no. I said,
Free
where did you
pizza's
hear
not
that?
worth
She said,
this.
the bridge. And I was like, well, we're not going to the bridge anymore. And then I had to explain that, some people believe that, but those same people also believe that your brother shouldn't have rights and doesn't deserve to exist. So we don't believe that.
Yeah, we don't agree with those people.
I love you guys so much. I just love that.
Yeah, so I would think growing up in a religious city like Tulsa with these
The state,
I mean whole state, but I feel like Tulsa is a special kind of
Evil.
yes. that I can imagine that would really push you away from the church. I remember
100.
I grew up in
It was
the church.
easy to be pushed away from the
Yeah,
church.
my family was very religious growing up. I mean, we went to church literally 3 days a week. Like there was a Wednesday thing, a Sunday thing,
Yep.
and a Friday thing.
Did you grow up in Kansas?
I grew up in South Dakota.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, I mean, even
Even-
smaller.
even more
Yeah, and it was
questionable.
just what
Yeah.
you did in a small town. It was the community. But I remember being 7 or 8 and thinking, these people in my church, these leaders, they're wrong all the time. like they're just bad people. How can I believe anything that they're saying?
Yeah, and it was like the friends that I was making, being in like choir and band and being in theater, I and having my first stepdad's sister was a lesbian. So from the time I was 6 years old, I was around and friends with gay people and black people, and I'm like, well, you guys don't want me to be friends with them to be able to be friends with you guys, and that seems shitty.
Yeah.
But I do want to come to your thing and play the video games.
Exactly. Like
Remember
I
when
like
they
the
had those big
community
things? Did they have
that I
those
get
big
from
things
it.
where you were? Where
Oh
like,
yeah, or pizza eating contests
or
where
like
you
the
get to
mega
like eat
church
on-
where it's just a big ass
Yep.
fucking arcade. It's just a
They
recruitment
had good
tool.
bands.
Yeah.
Yes, in Kansas. So I moved to Wichita when I was in high school. That was a big thing there. There was huge mega churches that would be trying to get the teenagers in with people would go. I remember I went to a couple things, even knowing that I wasn't religious. I'm like, I'll go eat your free McDonald's or whatever.
Now they're spending billions of dollars in the Super Bowl
Well, and
because
Yes.
numbers are down.
Jesus is your friend.
Yeah, we could have housed how many people with this $14 billion
Yeah, if
campaign?
Jesus was a friend, he'd be feeding people with that money.
Yeah,
yeah.
including gay people and trans people.
Well, but it speaks volumes too that you said numbers are down, and numbers are not just down. Numbers have been going steadily down in organized religion for decades, but they're down enough to prompt drastic action. And that's why right now it's so important for not only voices that are in direct opposition, like touting the values of atheism, which is something that is amazing to me that we still have to do. The idea that if your moral compass does not have to come from a creator. Your
From
moral,
the fear of hell.
Yeah, your moral compass can come from simply wanting to avoid and lessen suffering.
Do you need a water, buddy?
No, I got one.
Oh, okay. Cool.
But at the same time, to remind people of faith that you can be faithful, but don't have to submit to the control and guidance of a church.
Well, part of most of the most of the biggest problems that I have is that most religions are contingent upon recruitment. Like their whole thing is that like, yeah, we can believe what we want, but like that's not okay for it to just end there. Like we have to get everyone else to believe it and make them believe it too, or we have failed.
Exactly.
It really makes it feel like a business. We have to continually grow, and everyone must continue giving us.
Spoiler alert.
I know exactly. No, I mean it truly is a business, which I think it goes back to the point that you
Christianity
can,
especially.
that you can separate the organized religion from your religious beliefs.
Correct.
Yeah. You can even be, let's say, just if you're a full on Christian, like you read that second half of the Bible is you to a T. That's your jam. You still don't got to go to that same building as everyone else to go follow it. Mm-hmm. You can just go be a Christian on your own, and you don't have to be a part of that kind of whatever negative community aspects are there, i.e. talking about leaders who are flawed individuals presenting themselves as pious,
Right.
I probably should have started with this, but I'm deeply religious and I never question God.
That's why he's taking away your voice.
I'm just kidding.
And yet he still sought to silence
I am
you.
You're being censored.
I'm a devout atheist. And this is something I'm committed to, and I wake up every morning and
I wake up every morning and piss
But
doubt.
I mean, we live in a church, so we kind of do. I don't know if you can live in a church. We have windows with Jesus painted on him,
16
watching
foot
us when
tall
we
Jesus.
sleep, watching us when we smoke.
Well,
See, that's when I would be up there on a ladder, like painting like black flag logos on his
Oh
shirt.
no! You should
and, like-
see the art. I should show you.
beautiful.
No. Their faces all look very derpy. No, it's like the artist.
They weren't good at faces.
No,
back
they
then.
weren't.
They were
It's
not good
genuinely,
at faces.
if you look at them, they're all just a little off. It's like the artist didn't know what faces look like.
Yeah,
And even the lamb,
dimensions are
even
tough.
the lamb looks like maybe there's a couple.
Well, they're like, how do I make a head look like it's slightly turned to the right?
Yes.
I don't know.
Okay.
Just shift their
Really,
eyeballs
they're like
over.
kind of yes, it's like that. There was one window done by a
Change
different
nothing.
artist.
Move the
we'll call
eyeballs.
him Sexy Jesus.
then I posit this theory.
I like him.
Instead of this being Jesus and his disciples when your home was a church, now that your home is no longer a church, these are scenes from a fish lot. And these hippies are all tripping on acid, hence the derpy looks.
That makes a lot of sense, actually.
The picture I was just shown.
Even the lamb
Yes,
is
the
on
lamb.
acid.
If you have never seen a lamb at a fish show,
At my bed.
Jesus stares at their bed like a real fucking creepo.
well,
But what he's doing is he's going, hey, you guys want to get in on this sheep that I got right here?
He is the way he's holding it.
He's like,
He's
he's like,
offering
hey,
it to us.
check it out.
I like to think that Jesus showed up to a party and there was a baby lamb and he's just sitting on the floor petting it while everyone else is getting drunk.
They're all turned looking at him like, what is that guy over there doing?
Enjoy my blood, everybody. I'll be over here with this lamb.
he's your one
By the way,
friend
I
at the
turned your
party.
wine into blood because I'm fucking gross.
Everybody's got that one friend at
tastes
the
like
party
pennies.
that just sits and plays with the cats.
Yeah.
That is
Oh, hell
me.
yeah.
That's my energy.
Yeah.
100%.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
If you got a dog, fuck your party. Yeah.
You guys,
Like,
you're lucky I'm on your podcast right now. There's
'Cause
two
there's
dogs
two dogs
outside
out
the
there,
door.
I say that every week.
Lucy and Ethel are more popular than I am.
They're
So
so
good.
cute. I hate to say it, they're cuter than you guys too.
They're
I'm
cute.
real sorry.
Much cuter.
They're cute.
Much
I
cuter.
will say they are not super well behaved, but that's,
No,
that's
no,
on us.
but still better behaved than us.
That's on us.
Well, me, maybe not you.
What are you out there doing?
I'm
Shit,
single.
guys.
I'm single and
You guys,
villain.
this is recorded. He's not
Hills.
gonna say
That's true.
it.
No, I
Yeah.
will. Fuck it. So last
Exercise
night,
your Fifth Amendment right against self-incrimination.
Nah, shit.
Hey, why would you use the Fifth if you're innocent? Who said that?
Because you can't.
Oh,
know,
Donald
you
Trump.
know?
That's right. That's who said that. A whole lot of times, innocent people don't take the Fifth.
Doesn't he take the fifth all the time?
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Well, I think So
Wait
the math adds there.
Is Donald Trump lying to us? God, I miss Howard Dean.
You're welcome. Isn't it wild that there was once a time where that could ruin your political career?
Oh yeah.
Now you can be out here. Jewish space lasers started the fucking wildfires. You can say whatever the fuck you want.
Throw paper towels
and
at
you're
people.
and you're more likely to be the fucking VP pick.
Yeah.
Isn't that wild? He was fucking dunzo.
Yeah.
That sound and he was dunzo.
One more time for the people at home. Okay, cool.
I saw an Onion article yesterday that for a split second I was like, really? Before I scrolled down, it said that Donald Trump visited Ohio and gave a guy a water bottle and then asked him for $3.
He was.
So clearly an Onion article.
Yeah.
For a split second, my high brain was like, seriously?
I mean, you had me until $3.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he would have asked for 20.
Yeah, he doesn't know what a water costs.
He doesn't. Well, he doesn't do singles.
No.
Trump won't take anything under a 20.
100 maybe?
Yeah, right. Oh my God. He was in a McDonald's handing out MAGA hats. I did see that.
Yeah.
You guys, he loves McDonald's. Those are his. I don't mean that negatively. Those are his people. Like he loves that food.
No,
he
loves the
wants
food.
those people to support him. He brings it into the White
But
House.
he doesn't like being near them, and he doesn't want them to touch them. You know what I mean?
No, exactly.
Like,
Yeah,
in reality, he's like, you guys are disgusting pig people, but I
he
do
knows,
dig a Big Mac.
He knows that he wants disgusting pig people to vote for him.
No, he needs.
And I think he at least is smart enough to know how to manipulate people.
Oh, he definitely is. Yeah.
This thing, I don't want to give him too much credit, but
Yeah, he's also very dumb.
Yes. He's dumb, but somehow a good manipulator.
Well, he's been a lifelong grifter.
He's got people around.
Do anything for 70 years.
I might be
That's a good
behind.
point.
I might be behind the ball a little bit, but why do people not like this Donald guy so much?
Well, let's see. In the 1980s, these 5 black children got accused of rape, and he pulled out a full-page article.
This is going to be a long podcast, you guys.
Do we want to go into the rental practice lawsuit?
I'm
This
going to order us
podcast
some food.
has started so funny.
I know. It's so great.
The Stringers are here. We're going to talk about religion and politics.
Yes.
Fuck yes.
So glad to have you guys on our comedy show.
I forgot we meant to have you on Max News.
So I've been dealing with depression.
Oh, well, let's get into that.
No.
Oh, what are we looking up? Oh, that's right. It
Well,
was
we
the-
looked up Harris
yeah,
Pete,
yeah,
talking
yeah.
about Harris Pete.
I was just thinking of who's Wilbur Cobb?
That's a great name.
It sounds like such an old timey like Western name.
Truly. The picture fit him well.
We do
I
watch a
hear
couple
them
trailers,
spurs
though.
clicking. There's Wilbur Cobb coming. Yeah, we did watch a couple of trailers, guys. They fucked around and made another Fast movie.
They can't stop.
They're no longer furious though. They're just fast.
I am furiously confused because I haven't seen the last few of them.
Basically, the redeeming thing I will give them is that around I think 5, they had a director, either a director from before or a director that came in and basically was like, okay, we're gonna really just like accept and sort of own the silliness of this franchise, and we're just going to keep upping the ante and make it as crazy and wild and wacky.
Those are the vibes I got.
And they are definitely not taking it too seriously. They know it's fucking super corny and all that stuff, and that is the one part of it that makes me go, you know what? I'm kind of on board.
That makes me buy in. Absolutely.
It's like they know they're like, hey, here's a really dumb movie that's just full of explosions and bad dialogue. Like, get high and shut your brain off and have a good time.
In the trailer, and I hope you guys watch it at home, there are 2 helicopters that shoot cabled harpoons into the roof of Vin Diesel's classic car. And I'm just thinking strategically, why not just use bullets? Or
John.
Missiles.
Yeah, if you're going to shoot
Because
something
then
into the
they
car,
wouldn't be able to do
No.
the cool thing where the car is attached to the helicopter.
But now there's a fulcrum pulling 2 flying vehicles towards.
which almost
Exactly.
immediately seems to happen in the trailer.
Yes, as a 5,000, 6,000 pound car, I'm just going to launch off a cliff and kill you all. So just enjoy. It's like, what was your fucking plan there?
Yep. Well, now they're having trouble figuring out how to keep upping the ante because like the last one they fucking went to space, which at one point was like a joke, like what's next, space? And they're like, fucking hold my
Yep.
beer. And
Thanks for the idea.
exactly. So now they're like, fuck, what's left? I don't know. Now we just need to get everyone in the movie. Now it's like Ocean's 28 of fast movies. Like everybody's getting 2 minutes of screen time. Let's fucking go.
I want
everybody's on set
crossovers.
for one day.
Well, and this one also even
There
goes
was.
back because we
Or
had
spin-offs.
a return of Paul Walker. We saw him briefly in what I guess
And
is a
Hong,
flashback.
right?
We saw Hong. Is that the guy from Tokyo Drift?
I think.
Okay. Well, but either way, we're going back, and this story ties into a previous installment. So not only is it,
Yeah, they're retconning Jason Momoa into the lore.
yes, Momoa.
I know.
Okay, Jason Champagne and
Jason
Orange Juice.
Mimosa.
Yeah,
He's really good for brunch.
Drink him right up.
the second one's even better.
I'd drink him right up. That's a sexy man.
Yes, yeah.
They went back and basically like digitally put him in a scene from the first movie to be like he was there and we just didn't know about it.
Yeah.
He's been an enemy the whole time. That's what it seems like.
That makes sense.
But they did give him a really cute updo at one point that we liked.
Yes,
A
yeah.
little blowout.
Yeah. His hair looked good. He looked like an auntie.
Yeah.
Auntie.
Tia.
Auntie with too many accessories.
Tia Jason.
Auntie Jason.
Tia Mimosa.
Hey! Oh, God. We've had a couple of good title options in this one so far.
Oh yeah. So what was the last Fast and or Furious movie that each of you have seen? I'll go first.
Shit.
I believe the last one I saw was Fast and Furious, which was the 4th film in the franchise.
The last one I saw, looking at this list, I think it's Tokyo Drift.
Tokyo Drift, the 3rd one.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen one since then. I'm
Okay.
shocked at how many there are.
Yeah. And back then, this was still a movie about
That's
racing.
what you guys imagine my brain seeing
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
The trailer today, the first maybe 30 seconds to a minute were fairly car normal-ish. There wasn't anything too wild.
Yes.
And then all of a sudden it went off the rails and I thought that we were watching a fake trailer.
Yeah. And then at the end, we get back to street racing with the crowd.
Yeah.
And an almost sense of like, oh, yeah, we forgot what this
it
was
is a
about.
car movie. I can't wait to go see them in space. I'm thrilled about
Yeah.
that.
I think that was 9.
That was F9. I believe.
F9 where they went to space.
Which that's the other thing I love about this franchise is the naming conventions.
I'm looking at.
Yeah, it's really all over the place.
I'm loving the 4th movie where they just dropped these and they put in an ampersand instead of and.
And,
And they
Fast
thought
and
that was fine.
Furious.
Sorry.
So
if
if you look at the directors, Justin Lin, I
Yes.
think sees this franchise the same way we do.
Yeah.
Because he left for a couple of movies and then he came back in F9 and he's like, guys, we're hysterical and we have to keep doing this like
Yeah.
snakes on a plane.
He's like, I'll write the next one with you, but I'm not going to direct
Yeah,
it.
he even jumped in the driver's seat for the last 2.
Do you
He's
notice
like, we
how
can't let it die.
it was after COVID that things really went off the rails where we're all just kind of like, we need weirdness in our lives.
Oh, yeah. The Fate of the Furious was 2017. And then after that, Justin Lin came back and was like, let's get wacky.
Yeah.
Let's go to space.
The second one is the last one I've seen. John
That was it.
Singleton.
Same.
Bam.
Same.
Yeah, okay. That's a good one. That's
John
good one.
Singleton was a big director of our time in the 90s.
I get to a point in movies, and I mean, this is all movies. This is Starsky and Hutch. This is the other guys. Anytime I see a classic car destroyed for cinematic value, I want to hate fuck somebody so bad because
Yeah.
I'm thinking that sheet metal, that frame can never be reproduced, and I hate you for doing this. Yeah, I get so angry.
So what if they made recreations out of like modern,
Yeah, if it's
Stuff.
if it's a kit car, let's go. But in
like
in
Kit
of
from
these
Knight Rider?
movies- I hate you.
No, what is it? What is a kit car?
Kit car is just like a reproduction of.
I
the-
see. So
yeah,
it's
they're
not
not
original
the originals.
material.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
like
Like they've
the
remade
Shelby-
the panels on the outside.
Sort of like a model almost. You built it.
The Shelby
Yeah.
Cobra. If you have an actual authentic Shelby Cobra, those can be worth $250,000 to $500,000. But you can buy a kit car, put whatever engine you want in it, and get that for under $100,000 all day long.
Hey, this is one of those speeches that I could give for John if he wants to save his
Yes.
voice.
Yeah.
That's okay. We don't need it.
No.
I feel like Hilton's on the same level of me as how much we care about cars.
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys.
Well, now I
Are
know
you
I can
a car guy?
I can afford. I'm the more cheaper car guy.
Yeah.
Cheaper car. Yeah.
Whichever car I can afford.
So I think that we all have those things in movies though where it like distracts from it because it's like
Oh, yes.
your thing. So like what do you guys have a thing in movies that takes you out of it? Mm-hmm. What is it?
Dead dogs.
Oh yeah, I can't.
It was really hard for me to do John Wick because I went in knowing that was the
but
catalyst.
the justice paid for it.
And that kind of made it worth it. But yeah, there's a lot of times where I'll be able to finish the movie sometimes, but like there's at least a minute where I'm like, why'd you have to fucking do that?
yeah.
Why'd you have to do? I want to know how this story ends, but now I'm mad.
That's what I loved about John Wick is that even the scariest fucking, was he Russian or Ukrainian, scary mobster, people don't even make eye contact with him. And then he gets a phone call and he's like, he killed his fucking dog. And he goes,
Yeah. It's like we're all fucked.
That movie does such a good job of setting up how important Keanu Reeves' character is before we really even get into the meat of the film.
Yeah.
Like the first third is just people being like, "Oh fuck John Wick! Oh fuck John Wick!" And then you're like, "Oh, how come?" Oh,
why so angry? I love that
We still need to watch the third one.
the suspended reality through all those films completely. That murder can take place in public and people don't scream or run.
Yeah.
The fact that police can knock on his door after a serious shootout in his home and they're like, "How are you?" And he's like, "I'm good."
That's kind of a throwback to one of the things that I wrote about recently was the idea. I said I wrote down, I wish I could get over anything the way that people got over murders in 80s and 90s movies, because I'm like, I rewatched Kindergarten Cop and I'm like, remember the scene like at the end of it, Schwarzenegger murders the kid's real dad in front of him in the school while the school is burning down. The school is burning down. He's being kidnapped by his biological father that he doesn't know. And then Arnold Schwarzenegger murders him in front of him. And like 10 minutes later, they're like, "Can't believe you had to murder my dad. That was weird." Guess you're my new dad now, Austrian cop.
Man, you're a cool new dad.
There's a stupid scene. It drives me crazy. But is it called Ready Player One?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I liked the movie overall.
You should read the book.
Yeah, is it great?
Oh, yeah, even
fantastic.
better. Yeah.
It's so good.
There's a scene where that trailer park it gets toppled over and blown up, and all those people in that like setting they get killed.
Yeah.
And
In the book, that was Oklahoma City.
and then like a second later, when he's in front of that girl he has a crush with, he's trying to fuck.
Oh, yeah.
Like the minute after his family gets murdered, he's just like, "No, you're more beautiful than I remember." And
Life
then-
is
Let's face
short.
it, that
And then-
tracks. That tracks.
Yeah, life is short.
This is so stupid.
She was real
Then
pretty.
in an emotional outburst, he screams to a guy, "You killed my mom's sister." Like, why didn't you just say my aunt?
Yeah.
They weren't very close.
I was like, I hate the whole fucking scene.
Oh, here's
but the
another one
movie's
that
good.
that I always thought was fucking stupid. Is remember like in old movies where like two people, it's like in the will they won't they thing, and then like they're about to kiss, and then like someone enters the room and like kills the moment, and then it's like, guess we can't kiss now. It's like, what the fuck? Like,
The moment's
they
gone.
left the room. Like, fucking kiss her. It's so
It's
dumb.
over.
No,
Never over.
it's never over. You could kill my whole family. That is really funny.
Well,
though.
now that there aren't other people here distracting us.
Exactly. Yeah. Now that my dumbass family's not here, killing the vibe.
Is this being recorded on
Yeah.
video?
No. We
Okay.
don't have a video component.
I'd like to
yet.
see you use this. This is the scariest like beaker Bunsen burner.
Yeah.
This
So for the audience at home, we are describing a dildo. That sound you hear is him lubricating the dildo.
no,
you
he's
have to torch it.
heating
You have
it
to-
up.
Yeah, you have to heat it up.
Heat
and-
up the dildo.
Well, you get it nice and warm.
it's
so
really it's warming.
have you
lube.
ever had a cold dildo? Like,
Yeah.
that's not a pleasant surprise.
If
Do you
it-
really
only
want to
do
know
it
the answer to
once.
this? And do you really
If
want to
it's
know on
hot
air?
enough, you don't need lube, which is great.
It just opens right up. Yeah, that is the sound of him
That's
easing
what I
it
wanted
in.
to see. That is so cool.
Yeah, and
That
Mike,
is a neat apparatus.
tell us how it feels.
Some people call it a honey straw.
No, they do
a
not.
Nectar collector.
They do not.
yes, they do.
He's a liar.
But yeah, we doing dabs, baby.
Oh,
Dab dad.
Oh,
That's what they call me.
never mind. I've been describing things. Way
Remember
wrong.
when they called me Dab Dad for like 2 weeks?
Yeah.
That was fun.
Dab Dad?
Say that 5 times fast.
Dab Dad, Dab Dad, Dab Dad, Dab Dad.
Oh, I could. Wow.
Wow, I'm impressed,
Oh.
you guys. Success!
I did think when we watched the trailer for Fast X, my brain read it as Fast Sex.
Yeah.
And
That's going to be one of the spinoffs.
And you're like, that's redundant.
And I'm like, don't do it fast all the time, guys. Slow down.
Yeah.
Slow down sometimes.
Look at all of their energies. They only do it fast.
Of
They have a
course.
very short period of time to get things done.
yeah.
I feel terrible for any woman fucking anybody in that film.
Oh, yes, truly.
It is not a good time for them. In
Very
any way.
intense people.
They're like, I'm doing this for the story.
That's why every time we saw a woman on screen, she was also beating someone's ass.
Yeah.
Because they were all just undersexed the whole way
Yep.
through.
Family.
Yeah.
Family.
I am glad to see Brie Larson joining the franchise. I may jump to this one before getting there through the rest of them.
Oh,
Just
yeah?
because I'm a fan.
I
of
have a
her.
feeling you don't have to have seen the rest.
You don't think there's
I
a
feel like-
strong story through line?
Oh, there definitely is, but I don't think it matters at all.
Oh, okay.
I think the thing to know is family is important.
It is about family.
Family is about
Not my family.
He's got marbles in his mouth all the time.
It's about fucking family.
You know what I heard? That Vin Diesel is returning to his Riddick franchise. As well.
Nobody needs that.
What? He's
The
like,
return that no one is clamoring for.
I just think, like, he is quickly becoming the Tom Brady of action films. In that, he's in his 50s
That's what I was
now.
just going to
is he?
say. How?
Yeah,
Of course,
I mean,
he has
he's
to bring
like-
it back.
He's a little bit like Tom Cruise in the way that he still goes out and does stunts and
Well,
beats his
I was
fucking
actually
Tom,
thinking,
not
Tom,
big stunts, but he does a lot.
Yeah, but
Tom
Tom,
Cruise, 'cause he's
Tom's
still out doing this
OT8, so
stuff.
that's why he can do that, because he's basically a superhero at this point. When you're OT8, you can fucking fly.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know that.
No.
That's
Like,
your
you know,
Scientology.
Oh yeah, I was
What,
going to say
OT
that's like the level of Scientology.
when
right?
he's
Yeah.
operating Thetan level 8.
Yeah, that's a
That's
thing.
awesome.
Which
That
according to
sounds
their
like
doctrine,
a very real thing that I would believe.
according to their writing, he should have literal superpowers.
Guys,
So when he twisted his ankle on
Yeah,
Mission
that's-
Impossible, I was like,
I guess a superpower isn't not twisting your ankle. It's
Exactly.
not stubbing your toe. It's not mine.
damn, Vince 55, y'all.
y'all, can
know.
we
So
talk about something?
He has to bring it back
Mark
now.
Sinclair.
Yeah. You guys didn't know that was his name?
That's
you guys, he's so,
funny.
like, imagine you meet Mark Sinclair. What a boring name, right?
Yeah, I mean, I would have changed it too.
I feel a little stupid.
You kind of look like you
Marcus.
could be Mark Sinclair.
don't come on, man.
Why did that feel so insulting? It's such a normal name. There's nothing like weird or insulting about the name. Mark Sinclair couldn't be more normal. You look like you could be Mark
bad
Sinclair.
name.
Okay, fuck you.
Well, first off, now that I know that my birth name is way cooler than Vin Diesel's,
Yeah, it
That's
truly
true.
is.
Yeah.
and I do feel a little dumb because obviously his name is not fucking Vin Diesel.
True.
Like,
True story.
His mom was like, I'm
bought
the
it.
coolest baby.
This is my mother, Martha Diesel.
Meet my baby Vin.
Well, Vin is short for Vincent.
I thought
Oh,
maybe
shit.
So I thought it was Vincent.
I forgot
Okay.
to even tell you this after the very first, this is a long time ago. I did an MTV spring break.
Oh, yeah,
It was
yeah.
like, it was called Dude, This Sucks. But it was like a spring break version of The Gong Show.
Okay.
So you go on stage. It's an MTV show called
Yeah.
Dude, This Sucks. And me and my friend did a strip tease down to Speedos with bells over our cocks, and we would just pelvic thrust the bells, and we ended up winning the contest. But the three hosts, the judges, Vin Diesel, Paul Walker, and Ja Rule.
Oh,
And what was cool is that the after party we actually were invited to, and my friend Barry and I showed up in those Speedos and sombreros. That's all we wore to the party. And we
That's
saw
a flex.
We saw Ja Rule.
I would never have that confidence.
This is when Ja Rule was like top 3. This
Yeah,
is like,
yeah,
he
yeah.
was on
this is
everything.
before Fire
Just
Festival.
growling at everybody.
And Barry
A decade before the Fire Festival.
and I, we're not finding it easy to meet anybody or talk to anybody because we're fucking weird. and we're
Because
not
you're dressed
famous.
like
Yeah.
insane people.
And so, but we both have water guns tucked into our Speedos, and we take turns from across the party shooting Ja Rule in his afro. And he and all of his crew, like, they look like they're ready to murder motherfuckers after we squirt him in his hair. Like, they're just like, so I just squirt, like,
Yeah.
and then back to this.
Quick under
And,
the
like,
arm.
7 big dudes are like all looking around, and me and my friend are like, "This was supposed to be funny, but now I'm afraid for
Now
my
I'm
fucking
scared."
life." Yeah, but
This feels like a video game where you accidentally set off the stealth thing or whatever. Then you gotta hide for a minute while it calms
You're like,
down.
fuck. They all saw me.
I got to talk to Paul Walker and Vin Diesel just briefly, but they
fucking
were just like,
sniped
"You guys were
Ja
funny up
Rule."
there." Yeah, so I'm tied to the franchise.
If I may interject, you got to talk to Paul Walker and Mark Sinclair.
Mark's
And Mark Sinclair.
Yeah.
I
George
want
Stimmons.
to interject to tell you that earlier John and I had a disagreement in the car because he doesn't think that he is an attention seeker, and I obviously he's a stand-up comedian, he is, but I want this story to be on record. He's always been an attention seeker,
So-
and I don't
We
mean
are.
that in a
We all are.
negative
We-
way. That's just he's fun because of that, but he doesn't see that about himself, and then he tells stories like this.
Yeah, she said this to me the other day, and I was dumbfounded. I was like, "No, I'm
He
not."
was
She's
offended.
like, You're a
She's
stand-up
like, "Are you
comedian.
goddamn kidding
Yeah,
me
I was
right
like,
now?"
you don't know this about. You're a theater kid who is
Oh,
a
yeah.
stand-up comedian. If you weren't an attention seeker, you'd be
That's
bad at
super
your job.
offended.
Do you have siblings?
Well,
Yeah, I'm the youngest.
Oh, okay.
Of course,
So I have no. I'm an only child, so I had the like. Everybody's looking at me always.
But I mean, he
Yeah.
did that because he wanted everybody to look at him and get along all the time. So
Yeah,
he's
no,
like,
it makes
"Sister,
sense.
stop fighting. I'm fun."
But here's
Yeah.
the thing: is as a comic, you may be one of the least attention seekers you know.
Oh,
yeah, that is probably fair.
You thought he had your back for like a half a second. He's
but
like,
you're
"Wow."
right.
I thought I was about to get a dub.
Because John isn't like a social media poster, nothing like that. Like he really
Right,
doesn't,
right.
unless
He's not trying to be an influencer.
He wants the
Good point.
attention when he wants the attention,
I just
but he
on
is
stage,
still.
off stage, I want to be invisible.
I'm
yeah.
I'm in the same way. I want it on my terms.
Yeah.
But
I
I
want
think-
attention a lot, but I want it on my
Yeah,
terms.
I
And there
think
are times where I'm like, "Don't fucking look at me."
Yeah.
Like when I'm
That's
in
me,
line
like,
at a
all
movie
the
or
time.
something, I'm like, "Can we just?" Because like Becky's the type of person that my wife can start a conversation with anybody,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm usually fine with it. But there are some times where we'll like be in line and I can sense her about to talk to somebody, and I'll just go, "Hey, can it just be us?"
I like that.
I'm
I like that phrase.
Can it just be us?
Yeah.
I'm like, can we not involve strangers? I don't want to talk
Please,
to people.
please just let it be us.
Yeah.
That's there's something interesting about a lot of comics to where off stage they can be very introverted.
Yeah.
Where like oftentimes I kind of have to get psyched up to meet new people. You know, like if I find out like a work function or whatever, and I know I'm going to be meeting lots of other people. You know,
You're
then
like
I-
in the bathroom, like, here we go. All right.
not
You can do this.
necessarily that, but,
But,
definitely
yeah.
in my head a little bit of a okay, Hilton, don't forget, you know, don't make the dumb jokes immediately. Just be friendly and nod and say yes, you know, or whatever my internal monologue is
Yeah.
really saying.
Yeah. Don't tell them they're an idiot to
But
their
yeah,
face.
so you may actually both be right to where you're an attention seeker from where your perspective, but from yours you're like, I'm surprisingly humble and subdued.
Well, I think a lot of it has to do with comedians have the healthy outlet of a stage with an audience pointed at you, looking at you, getting that attention-seeking behavior out.
yeah.
Where John has all these stories before he was a comedian where he would do these outrageous things just for the sake of doing outrageous things. Like he streaked his high school football field during homecoming, right?
No, I streaked my cafeteria.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Even better. He was
Where
inside.
people
oh,
were
that's good.
eating,
You were
John. I
I
inside.
ran across tables.
It wasn't cold. That's good.
Oh wow.
So,
That
but I
is
mean,
just-
so he has all these
dropping
stories.
pubes on everybody's
Oh God, I
lunch.
know, right?
Nation.
And I had the full high school bush.
Yeah, also, spoiler alert.
These are all we need about
imagining
John's,
your beard
John's
lower.
teenage.
That's what it was.
We've also grown to a point in society where now that's sexual assault.
Yeah, I mean, obviously,
Yeah. You
these
made people look at
these
your
are-
wee-wee.
John went to
Yeah,
high school in the '90s.
If I were 1 year older, that would have been
Sexual
a sex
assault.
offense.
Yeah,
I would have had to
yeah.
introduce myself to my neighbors.
I like that, but again, John told this story because he's so happy that he got all this attention. But so before he had this healthy outlet of a stage, he did a lot of really outrageous things.
Nothing is scarier than a child that knows he can't be held responsible for his actions.
Yeah.
And I was fully aware of that.
I was
and
that kid.
walked, I crossed that line so often. I would push the limits with law enforcement, you name
Oh,
it. And just knew I was going to be okay. But then like,
That's white privilege, ladies and
no,
gentlemen.
it's,
He lived
no,
in
I just-
really not white areas of Austin.
and I was, forgive me. I used to be,
No, but I mean, I'm sorry. I mean that subconscious feeling
no.
of like, I can do this.
yeah.
Oh, and also, knowing that the cops had bigger problems.
Yeah, that's,
I think that's
a
part
little
of
bit
living
because
in a
I've
major
had that
city,
feeling
too.
before of like,
Yeah.
I don't think I'm going to get in trouble.
No, I remember walking into a party in high school one time. It was a Halloween party. I couldn't have been more than 16. I was dressed as a nurse, and I had a bottle of alcohol in each hand. I was walking into this really noisy party, and cops pulled up next to me in a car. And they looked at me, and I looked at them, and they said, "Are you going into that party?" And I said, "Yes." And they said, "Tell them to quiet it down." And I was like, "Yes, officers, have a good night." They came back not 5 minutes later, broke the party up, looked at me and pointed, just get out. Like, looked at me and pointed at the door to leave. And I was like, this is the most privileged I've ever felt. Oh my God, I have to
They
leave
were like,
right
we know
now.
you just got here.
Yeah, like, we know you're cool. You were nice to us.
So you
And
know
I'm
what
like,
would have really
"Ugh,
been
I
cool
really hate cops
is if
too,
they would have
so-
been like, we're about to bust this up. You should just go home, and saved you the trouble of going in.
Yeah, right. They gave me a chance, and I did. I went in and I was like, "Hey, the cops told me to have you guys quiet it down." And these guys
They're
were
like,
all much
"Yeah,
older. That was
right."
the exact. They were like, "Yeah, right, you dumb kid." And I'm like, "All right, whatever."
We'll see.
You did your
Yep.
part.
I had a cop fuck with me when me and some of my friends were doing some really dumb shit one night. We were going to throw our friend off of a a cliff, for lack of a better term,
Some dumb shit. Throw your friend off a cliff?
in a shopping cart.
Oh, he
Like,
was willing.
it was-
Okay,
yeah,
that changes
it was like when
everything.
Jackass was huge.
Yep.
That's how the
I
law
could-
works. It's not
Yep.
murder if he agreed to it ahead of time,
No,
right?
He
it's
wanted
not.
to do this. Look at the camera
He
officer.
signed a waiver. So we're on top of this, like, probably 15-foot ledge. In retrospect, as an adult, it's really a good thing that the cop showed up, because we definitely would have murdered our friend on accident this night, or at least put him in a wheelchair for life. So anyways, we're up on top of there, and we've got a video camera, and the light on the video camera, I guess, had freaked somebody out, because behind that fence there was houses, right?
Yeah.
But we're basically behind the parking lot of an Arby's.
That's peak place to do that.
And so it's like me and my friends, they've all got skateboards. I've got a video camera. We're standing on top of this thing. Our other friend is inside a shopping cart wearing about 8 hoodies because it was padding. That was his protection.
Can you imagine this cop when he pulled up when he must
Oh
have
yeah.
thought?
No. This is the best part. Are you ready for this? This is my favorite part of the story. So they pull up. They've been called. They pull up into the parking lot of Arby's. They get out of the car and they flash their lights on us, and we're all standing up there like deer in headlights. And he goes, "What are you guys doing?" Keep in mind, we have a shopping cart, a dumb friend in it with all these hoodies, and I go, "Nothing."
Good one. You came for something real quick.
Like, it's like, oh, cool. All right, well, see you later. Yeah, exactly.
So the wit came later.
Yeah, exactly.
Guys, when the cop asks, let me talk. I got this.
Exactly. I'm like,
Nothing.
boom, nailed it, guys. We are out of this. Your friends, but
This is why.
Yeah.
This is why you trust me.
so they're like, obviously they're like, come the fuck down, idiots. And so we get down, and we had just walked from our apartment that was like literally half a block away, and for some reason I was the only one that had my wallet on me. And when they asked, do you guys have ID, nobody lied. Everybody was like, they were like, no, I don't have any. And I was like, I have mine. And he was like, cool, let me see it. And he went to his car to like run it for warrants or whatever, which I'm like, I think I was like 20, 21. I don't know. I was pretty young. And anyways, so the other cop is sitting there and he's talking to us like, what were you guys going to do? And we're like, we were going to push him off. And he's like, that's the worst fucking idea I've ever heard in my life. You guys are so lucky we got here. And then the other cop comes back and he goes, all right, you guys are all free to go, pointing at my friends. And he goes, Mr. Zampino, you have to come with me. You have a warrant out for your arrest.
Oh, wow.
And I go, for what? And he goes, I'm just fucking with you. He goes, I'm just fucking with you. Don't drink and skate. And my friends are like, ah, and I'm
Dude,
like,
cop jokes are poor time.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
they're never
I got
welcome.
pulled
I
over
almost pulled
once.
his own gun on him.
I got pulled over once, and the cop told me that my car was reported stolen. I was like, "You're fucking," and he's like, "Yeah, I'm just kidding." I was like, "That's not a good joke, man."
No,
Like,
it's not. It's not funny. It's not funny.
Yeah.
It's kind of
That's
funny.
gotcha.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
You know they think it is, but
Oh, they do.
but
He
they
thought
only
he
like
was.
it because it makes people uncomfortable.
Yeah, he thought it was hilarious.
Although to be fair, I would like to make a bunch of kids who are about to kill their friend on a cliff uncomfortable.
For sure,
So like
for
that
sure.
joke is maybe a little more welcome.
Did we have it coming? Maybe. Was it funny? Not really.
Can you imagine when they went back? They're like, you'll never believe what we intercepted tonight. It would have been a much different call.
They're like, these fucking kids, jackass. We would have sued
Everyone
Bam
here,
Margera.
everyone here almost died doing something stupid at least 4 or 5 times. I would.
Oh,
guess.
for sure.
Oh,
yeah.
definitely.
That same friend that we almost pushed off the
sometimes
cliff,
in the same
we
day.
did successfully set him on fire one night.
Oh, nice.
And then he jumped into the swimming pool.
That's good.
Well,
Good.
and I was just thinking too, like,
It was a terrible idea.
I'm glad you did it next to the pool, though. You're smart enough to do that.
Yeah, he immediately jumped in the pool, but he did get fully engulfed in flames.
Did he like his clothes? He was cool. Burned some hair and stuff.
He was fully wrapped in old sheets.
Oh, that's fun. What's this friend doing now?
recuperating.
Are we going to go visit his
Yeah.
grave later today? Or
Not today, but I wouldn't be shocked if it was. I don't know. If he's sobered up, I bet he's probably doing a lot better. I bet he's doing a lot better.
Gotcha.
although
Good for him.
without even getting into that though, what is it? There's a point in every kid's life, I think, where you discover the fascination of getting a wheeled thing high in the air.
Yeah.
Whether it's off of a ledge or up off
ramp?
a ramp.
Yeah.
Or there's something about like once you have a wheeled thing, you're like, what would happen if this soared?
I
Oh,
think
yeah.
you have to learn about gravity for yourself. But I do want to say there's a big difference between little boys and little girls a lot of the time in that scenario, because I watched my brother do all those things and I went, I only want to go half as high.
I don't need to do that.
I watched him break his wrist. I'm good. I'll go a little bit lower.
It's that there's a genius.
So I guess
to
maybe it's also
observation.
I was afraid of a lot of the things that he was willing to do, or like I hear about John doing, or I see little kids doing. Maybe I was just a wimp. But
I mean, on one hand, by not launching yourself into the air, you've avoided bodily harm. But had you gone on MTV and pasted bells to your crotch, you could have met Mark Sinclair.
I know, and that is such a disappointment. I would have loved to meet Mark Sinclair.
You could have met Alameda County
Oh my
native
God,
Mark Sinclair.
I would,
yeah.
If anyone ever runs into him, please just be like, Mark, it's so good to see you.
What up, Mark?
Mr. Sinclair, it is a pleasure.
He would think we were serving him a warrant.
I guarantee you he would send a bodyguard
Yes.
over to punch your head
He would-
into the
yes.
dirt.
As if we had sprayed him with water at a party. Yeah.
Could he file charges?
Your
I
Honor,
was
I bet he is
assaulted with my
very.
legal
I bet he is
name.
very litigious.
Oh, I bet so.
He's got 3 children. I would love to see
He has
what
kids?
Vin. I just, if they're not
I've ju-
bald, I'm going to be
It has
disappointed.
never even occurred to me that he has children and a wife. It's just
I just want to see
you know, and
3 bald
I don't
children.
even see him as
Hilton,
like a
does it
sex
upset
symbol.
you when people assume that your children are going to come out bald?
no, they will. First off,
well,
a
at
lot of
least
babies
initially.
Yeah, I was
are
gonna say
bald.
babies are a lot often.
That equals higher testosterone, which means you will look younger and be more virile than we will for longer.
I fucked twice while we were recording.
Congrats,
You
man.
guys couldn't even tell.
That's
I'm
why it's
that
sticky
good.
over there.
That's why I'm the only one that's allowed to sit here. Yeah, that's
I have a buddy,
my chair.
my friend Josh from college. Same, he was just thin. He carried a decent amount of muscle, just naturally, never gained body fat, and just I found him to be an
He
extreme.
still is built like that.
Yeah, very much so. But the guy was a fucking absolute hornball, and so now when I see a dude that is bald,
Attractive.
He's bald. John left that out.
That's why I'm bisexual. It was too much sexual energy for one gender. So
Spread it out.
too
Yeah,
long.
less stress on just one gender. Yeah.
the ladies were like, "No, you have to branch out."
Thank you. Honestly, that's so generous of you.
I do what I can.
From women. Thank you.
you thought
The women are glad I'm not sleeping with them as much. Yeah, that they are very happy about that. They're like, "Thank you, Hilton, for leaving us alone."
So this is a true question, just because a little bit of ignorance here. I can Google this, but how many genders are there?
I think as many as you want.
I was going to say, I don't think that you need to. I think it's about not necessarily adding labels to everything.
The closest to an answer there is it doesn't matter because gender is a human construct that we made up.
Well, I was just saying for you, just running out of partners, similarly to what we said earlier, you're happy that all these new.
That's why I'm glad that culture has shifted a little bit the last few years, just because I was starting to run out of fellas too.
Yeah.
So
Oh, I
was gonna say,
now I'm going after the non-binary.
summarize,
I was going to
Yeah.
say, does that make it like, are you then like quadsexual?
You're the David Rose of our
Omni.
group.
Then I go into like other cultures like Two-Spirit. There's just gotta fuck them all. Is really the plan.
So it's Pokemon.
It's very much
It's
Pokemon.
Pokemon.
I like to think that you have
Gotta
like a
Pokemon.
passport
Gotta
book
fuck
where
'em
you're
all.
getting stamps.
It's just
Yep, there is a passport. It's
It'll
true.
be similar.
It's a photo of genitals, which is weird.
Noah's Ark of fucking.
Yeah.
Gotta fuck two of everything.
You look back at it and remember the good times.
To rephrase what my bi friend said, whatever you got in your pants, I'll put it in my mouth. Whatever holes you got, I'll fill it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. My favorite is when I'm on stage
Including
and I
the
get
one in
into
your
it.
heart.
Like a lot of clubs do the two top tables right in the front row, and I just say I can make you both come. You know,
That's funny.
and normally they leave.
That one in the front row last night at early show, huh? The two churchy weirdos. Did they talk? I think JC got him to shut the fuck up before you got there.
they didn't say a fucking thing. Yeah, they were actually pretty good laughers.
When early in the show, Larry said like, "What's the key to keeping a relationship going?" And she goes, "Keeping God in the center." And I was like,
Oh, no.
I was like, "Don't make a joke about a three-way with God. Don't make a joke about a three-way with God. Don't make a joke about a three-way with God."
Why would you say that in a comedy club?
It's very ballsy.
Yeah, that's.
I'm gonna just like last podcast. I had
Got
to leave
pee-pee.
in the middle. Yeah, apparently coffee doesn't work with me anymore.
That's right. Straight down the hallway.
Say hi to those dogs for me.
Yes. There's a meme right now about like when one dog wants to be pet and then the other dog busts through.
Oh my God!
And that
These
is your
two-
dogs.
These
Ethel will push Lucy
Lucy's
out
worse.
of the way.
Lucy's worse.
Oh,
Lucy's worse. There are times like if Ethel's laying down chilling and you're petting Lucy, she doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
But if Lucy sees Ethel getting attention, she's not happy about it. She's like, "Wait, you have two hands, motherfucker. Two hands, two dogs. Get us both."
It's nice that they don't get mad at each other for that, though.
well, and they sometimes will do good. Like when I went out before we started recording, I stepped out there and they stood apart, and I was able to get both of them scratches.
That's smarter of them.
Yeah, but they're not smart enough to do that all the
No,
time.
No, they
no. If
forget.
they're anything like my dogs, they're
Yeah,
not.
no. Lucy's quite rude sometimes.
yeah.
When I'm like, let Ethel get a little love.
Which one did you have first?
Lucy.
Okay.
Yeah,
she's
we
got
had
first kid
Lucy, and then we got Ethel, and we're thinking of names, and I suddenly was like, well, Lucy's best friend was Ethel.
Yeah, I like that. I
So
think it
tracks.
works well together.
It does.
Yeah.
I have a Lucy and Lily that are sister cats.
Those are good.
But I actually didn't pick their names, so
Okay.
They came to you named.
So no, I raised them as bottle babies, but I wasn't going to keep them, so I just gave them like placeholder names. I kept them. I named them Lou and Boo, but I was wrong about their genders, so Lou didn't work. So I ended up keeping that cat, and then I'd called it Lucy, and I rehomed the other one, and they named her Lily, but then they gave her back to me. And so I was like, well, now I have Lucy and Lily, and I guess that works.
I had a black and white cat that I originally named Oreo.
Okay.
Because it's one of my favorite cookies.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm a
it's a
big
good
fat
cookie.
fatty boy, and I like
Oreos are
snacks.
so good.
They're so fucking good. But
bit of milk?
she was a runt, so she was way small. So I nicknamed her Shorty. I called her Shorty because she was smaller than everybody.
That's the cat you were talking about
And
last time.
that name stuck. So Oreo went away, and she became Shorty.
That's super cute.
Should have gone with Shorty-O.
I hate to change the subject. Have you had those Oreos? They're
No.
Oreos stuffed with Oreos.
Okay, no, but I've seen them. Yeah,
Yeah, I haven't yet
the
either, but-
cream is like chopped up Oreo
Yes.
bits.
I have a friend that tried them. He loves Oreos,
So do
and
I.
he said that they're really good. One of his favorite Oreos.
Have you enjoyed any of the other alternate fillings?
The
I've
Snickerdoodle
tried
ones
a
are pretty
few
good-
of them.
pretty
yeah,
good.
I like the
Snickerdoodle?
Snickerdoodle.
Those are ones though where I'm only going to have a couple.
I'm a big fan of the Java chip.
I haven't had that. I don't typically love coffee flavored stuff. Though.
Okay, see, I'm a big coffee.
I like
flavor
the
guy.
peppermint ones around Christmas. I like
Okay.
a little peppermint. I think it's the texture.
Dark chocolate Oreo filling.
Oh, I don't know if
Favorite
I've had that. I don't know if I've
non-traditional Oreo.
Double stuff.
No,
No, like
flavor.
like of the flavored variety.
That is the Tokyo Drift of the Oreo franchise. That's-
Truly.
you just
Double stuff?
yeah,
Meaning it's
that's
the
like,
best?
That's like the second or third in the
It's
lineup.
just-
It's
Oh,
the
yeah.
best though.
No. I think it's absolutely because it still adheres to the cookie. You know what I mean? Like you get
scientific
you
reasons.
get to mega stuffed, and you can literally just lift the cream off in your fingers. And I feel like it's
That's
a
too much.
different concoction. It's
Yeah.
a different.
But
It's
double
a
stuff is
different
not too
cookie
much.
entirely.
It's a different filling entirely.
But it's,
Although it is fun to sometimes take that giant like
I eat the wafer.
and like a communion wafer of
Yes.
just sugar.
no,
so good.
the non-traditional.
There's something there. There's
They have some thin ones that are dipped in chocolate.
those are good.
Those
The white chocolate dipped ones are dope too.
Those are really
Yes,
good.
those only come around like temporarily.
Yeah,
They're like
and there's
only-
not enough in the fucking thing either. Oh,
I feel like I see those.
there we go. I'm stepping on you.
I feel like I see those at like the dollar store.
The white
okay.
chocolate ones.
Yeah, they have the best
interesting.
little random snacks at the dollar
I
store.
just got back from the bathroom.
Yeah. How is
And I
it?
think it's so fucking cool that you have a little sipping nozzle to just take a little drink while you're sitting down.
It's a little high pressure, but
Yeah.
if you're
it's
ready
so
for it.
Refreshing.
Yeah.
is that a bidet or a cleaner of the toilet?
No, it's actually
It's a diaper
a
wash.
diaper sprayer
Yeah.
for cloth diapers.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
We
Have you ever used it as a bidet?
no, honestly, because
What?
the PSI is a
did.
little frightening.
I've never used one of those things.
Here's my
I've
thing.
never
Wait.
used a diaper sprayer. That's I didn't know.
Hold on, I want to rephrase, and it's not because I'm afraid that it would hurt my butt or anything.
It might sting.
It
No,
might,
no.
yeah.
I'm actually concerned of the logistics of it spraying like
Shit
dookie
water.
flakes
Oh yeah.
and splashing
But wouldn't that be a
everywhere.
problem with a cloth diaper?
It kind of is, but that's why it's long and
Strong.
I think
Dumb
you're
to
supposed
get
to.
the
Don't you
friction
do
on
it
it.
in the
you do it
sink
like
or whatever?
in the toilet,
Yeah,
or you can do it in the
fellas.
sink. But you
Okay.
know,
Okay, that makes sense.
So I had my first bidet.
you could waffle stomp that shit down the shower.
Where was I? Was that Honolulu?
Where you did your
Be the
first
least
bidet?
effective way to clean a diaper.
Was I in Honolulu?
Yes, you were.
If you've never had it,
Everybody's used a bidet at this point.
have you?
I have one at home, actually.
And have you?
John wouldn't let me buy a bidet.
I don't want to say.
You've never used
I've never
one?
used a bidet.
Really?
No.
You should come over later.
I've used it twice, 2 times.
You should come over to my house and shit.
I am.
Take a crap. You don't have to shit.
Yeah, you don't have to.
just
You can
use
just get
it.
your butthole wet.
Sometimes I use
That's
it after
fair.
a pee.
I'm just trying to get
Just
my
for
beehole
fun.
wet.
Sometimes I use it just when I'm bored.
I've never laughed harder in my fucking life.
Then when you used a bidet,
It was
Tickles.
it was an internal tickle into my soul.
Oh, that was strong.
This thing was so perfectly pointed directly into my ass's center that it made everything in my body tighten up. Tears streamed from my eyes. I was howl laughing so loud that I thought I was going to hear hotel security hitting my door in a few minutes, and I couldn't shut it off. My fucking remote wasn't working. I was afraid.
a remote?
Yeah, I was afraid.
Why is there a remote to a bidet?
Overseas, they're fancy as hell.
It's just right here. It was just like boop, boop, boop.
Okay.
But the buttons weren't working, and I couldn't get up because the motherfucker was strong enough to hit the ceiling. So I was like,
See, this is why certain
it
things.
was awful. It was
This-
exhausting.
This is why certain things cannot operate by remote only. It has to
thinking, what if
have
it broke?
a manual shut off. You lose remotes.
Yes.
Like we had a
It's
ceiling
electrical.
fan
What
that
if that thing breaks?
we had a
It
ceiling
became
fan that
a
was a
colonics.
fucking remote, and I hated it.
My parents' bedroom overhead is a ceiling fan light, and I literally never turn the light on because I can't figure out the remote.
It's I hated it. I fucking hated it. I couldn't wait to get rid of it. I'm like, give me a goddamn string
So-
attached to this fan.
I want you to try a bidet, and for only the reason that you are going to enjoy one of the big, deep, long laughs of your life.
Okay.
That's the only reason I tried. But she,
Yeah, I am definitely not
you could
opposed to having a
you could
little
just
beehole
have-
tickle.
I was going to say, you could just have Becky get a squirt gun.
so
Okay.
If you want the same laughter,
Yeah.
but without the effort, just get a squirt gun and ask
We-
Becky to aim.
when we were shopping, we redid
She
our.
comes home and I'm like, hey,
Hey, baby. I'm waiting in the bedroom for you.
I've just got a super soaker.
You know how there's those like videos of people coming home with like Nerf guns and they're like, honey, I've got a surprise. You leave out a squirt gun, but when she finds you, you're holding your cheeks open.
I just have my legs held back behind my head. She's like, you're surprisingly flexible. I'm like, fucking destroy me.
Wait,
I need you to 360 no scope my butthole.
so we almost purchased a bidet. So as we were planning to do our bathroom, we're looking at fixtures, tile, you name it. And so she's doing the legwork. I work a lot, and so she's calling me, and I'm like, "What about this toilet? What about this toilet?" And we're going through this, and I'm not hard to sell. She's done the research. I usually just default to her, baby. If that's what you want, that makes sense. You've explained it well. And so the toilets went from the $300 to $600 range, which I'm like, that's a fucking expensive toilet.
Yeah.
And then we graduated to the $7,000 to $1,000 range for these very clean, modern, beautiful toilets. But once again, she can explain it to me, and I'm like, I can justify that. This is our dream bathroom, $1,000. I can part with that.
It's my dream shitter.
And then one day, I'm
the
on,
last shitter I'll ever own.
You guys have IBS. I spend a lot of time there.
I'm sitting here listening and I'm like, yeah, I'd probably spend a couple grand on a
big
toilet
sink,
if it was nice enough.
But so then she's like excited. She's like, I found it. I found our toilet. We don't have to look anymore. And I'm like, fuck yeah, send me the link.
Yeah.
She sends me a link to a $3,100 bidet.
Wow.
And I think to myself, oh, you and your next husband can
A
enjoy
toilet
that.
with a bidet, right?
Yeah, it's a toilet, a bidet.
Okay.
It's the whole fancy.
I was gonna
beautiful.
say, if it's only the bidet, I'm like,
No. It's the whole beautiful
It's the
thing.
whole
Gotcha.
thing. But I said like
Whole kit and
I
caboodle.
will continue to be a dirty cracked American for the rest of my fucking life before I spend $3,000 on a butt sprayer.
And then a couple months later, he used one. He's like, yeah, they're actually kind of
No,
so bad.
it's torturous.
you know, I
That's not what he said when you got home.
new credit card.
Yeah.
There does come a
It's
point.
kind of easy to change out toilets.
I'm not sure where it is. Maybe it's $2,500. Maybe it's $3,100. Maybe it's $5,000. But there does come a point where the toilet should gently enter you and remove the poop itself. Like there's not where you shouldn't have to do anything.
It
Oh,
should
yeah,
at
it
least
does the work
like
for you.
gently cradle me and like.
You don't
Yeah.
even push. You just
you
sit
just
down.
sit
It just-
down.
I want
a
a
mechanism,
vacuum.
a mechanism
Pulls
comes
it
out
out
and
of
just
you.
like presses on your intestines.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whatever the method is. Yeah.
We'll figure it out.
It's
That's
We'll get
probably what
R&D
Japanese
on it.
toilets are doing now.
in Back to the Future where he just puts that thing on top in the DeLorean. He just twists
Mr. Fusion?
twists it. He goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's what
So
I
the
want my shit.
technology's there.
Yeah.
Some version of that and the three seashells from Demolition
Not the three
Man.
seashells. No, we can't do the they can't do the three seashells.
Or the hole in the wall.
Have you ever heard someone explain how that's supposed to work?
It's the scooping and the clapping. It's you gotta you
You
grab
use
it.
two of them to grab your dookie.
Yeah.
And then the third one to scrape your butt clean.
Yep.
Two problems.
I think I
with
read that on Reddit one
Two
time.
problems with that. One, you don't need to grab the dookie. Gravity does that.
Well,
I mean, if you got if
We
you
don't
have
know
a,
what
that
these
is a
people are
question-
eating.
that is
if
a
you have a
question of
clinger or a
fiber.
dingleberry,
that is
that's
a question of fiber.
fair enough.
Yeah.
But the idea of cleaning your sensitive butthole
Posterior.
with a hard surface
It's like
of a shell,
It's like a tongue scraper, but
Yeah.
for your butthole.
you're going
is
to
not like
have. It's going to be ravaged.
You said that like you've done it.
Your asshole would never not be bleeding.
No, truly.
Yeah.
You
Right.
just
No, that's-
so raw all the time.
It would eventually be
There are a lot of lotion
gone.
in there.
That's because
Could you scrape it
They have
off?
very callous assholes in that society.
I'm going to go out on a limb
just
here.
scar tissue just closes
Yep.
it over.
Yep.
I'm going to look up who wrote Demolition Man, but I'm going to guess
That didn't have a butthole.
that is 100% the truth. The thing about it is, I think whoever wrote it,
Peter
just
Lemkoff.
was like Peter Lemkoff, okay, or Robert Renault, that they were just like, what is a weird thing we can put next to the toilet to show how out of his element our lead is?
Yeah.
I don't believe
Yeah.
that there was a how does this work?
But they didn't like. No one was ever like, that's kind of weird.
No, when they
Yeah.
pitched it, someone
There are a lot
had-
of people
no.
there.
When they pitched it in the meeting, someone was like, "Well, how does it work?"
And I'm sure they were like, that's not the point.
Do you think that they were
And
like
I'm willing to bet that that was something that they made them explain.
30 years later, people are going to still be talking about this?
Yes.
So put those seashells there.
Because as a writer, if I was writing that scene, I would want it to be something that is so absurd that there is no real logical way it could work.
Right.
And let's be honest, you're not scraping off all the shit particles. That's not how scraping
No, there's
works.
a lot of different ways that you could handle this.
Yeah,
That's
for sure.
not one of the good ones.
This is a great conversation.
It would not work. It would not work.
No, logistically, it's a fucking nightmare.
Yeah, well, it's because there were no logistics. It was not actually.
No. Here's what I'm saying. I
How
don't
anyone
think
wiped.
that they were like it has to actually work. They were like we need some sort of something, and they were like, well, what about like a pinch and scrape? And they were like, that's great, nailed it.
And you know what we already have decorating the bathroom here on set? Seashells. Let's put those on the back
Let's
of
just leave it,
our
yeah.
toilet.
Yeah,
We've
it's
already
true.
got an aquamarine theme.
Yep.
Let's just commit.
What future world? And that's the other funny part about Demolition Man. While we're on the subject,
There's two.
The future world, right? There's like some sort of apocalyptic thing happened in California or whatever, and they have New San Angeles or whatever the fuck they were living in, right? And it's like sort of like they've sort of made it a utopia of sorts, right?
Yeah.
Everything's very clean and perfect. What made them get rid of the toilet paper? Or go away from a bidet if it was an environmental issue.
I was going to say maybe they ran out of trees
Yeah.
to make toilet paper from, but yeah,
but
bidet.
you
But
got
then
water.
why
you
not
still
get
got the
into-
toilet. You think the bidet would be good enough? You know, you can hook it up to just a normal toilet.
I would almost argue that you would be safer cleaning your asshole with the dirty water from the
Okay,
toilet
so I've
than
come-
scraping it with a fucking seashell.
I've come up with a theory. This movie came out in 1993.
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay, so 1993, there were a lot of aqua-themed bathrooms. There were a lot of seashells,
Oh,
that
very
type of
much.
thing.
Yes,
okay,
absolutely.
so one of these writers was in a bathroom and ran out of toilet paper one time,
That's it.
and
And
you had to
actually
use
did
the
it.
decor, and he was like, you
You're right.
know,
You know, this could work.
I wanted to suggest
it
that this
was
was
an absolute last resort. He hated it.
He just like,
But he
I'm
only
gonna
had to
get-
do it once, so he wasn't thinking about the
Grab
long-term
two of these,
consequences
like,
of it in society.
chopsticks.
See, we've gotten the complete other direction. I was saying that there was an abstract concept never meant to be realized, and you're saying not only was it real,
I'm saying he
it
had to do it
actually
once.
happened.
I'm saying he was at a party.
He was forced into
There
it.
was no toilet paper. He
Yeah.
didn't have a choice.
But
he
there
did
were
the best he
3
could. There was
seashells.
like a basket on the back of the toilet.
Yeah.
My bathroom was decorated
I
like
could.
this in '93.
Well, that's actually another theory I had. Is we kept wondering like why aren't they using toilet paper? Why aren't they using water? Maybe there's a tree or paper shortage. Maybe there is a water shortage. But what if there is a seashell surplus?
What are we gonna do with all these
We
goddamn?
need to use them up. Yep.
That's what it is. The tides rose.
Yep.
Because of global warming.
So many
the tides
seashells
rose, and they
Wait.
just
washed
are
ashore.
overrunning
Are
shells.
they reusing the shells time after time, or do they get new ones?
That's what the
It's
hose next to the
same.
toilet
Slap
is
that
for.
same dookie because you can't
Because you're
wash
not
it.
rinsing them.
Yeah, you can't because of water shortage. So
Oh
you're
my
just
God, you
slapping that
guys.
same
Oh, this is so much
laden
worse all of a
shell.
sudden.
Luckily, your bathroom is ready, Sam, because you've got
Yeah,
the hose.
you can rinse
clean
your
off
shells
seashells.
off.
For sure, we got a shell sprayer.
The shell sprayer.
That's right. My other favorite concept from that movie is that everybody listens to jingles instead of music.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
very funny.
Well, that's because all of our attention spans are so far gone. We're not far away from that.
We're not.
No, I ended up writing a bit about that concept too because I thought it was hilarious at the time of like these fucking idiots, that would never happen. And then one day I was an hour and a half into a fucking compilation of like 80s and 90s commercials and was like, this is great. This
Yep.
fucking juicy fruit rules. And then like every once in a while a normal commercial would butt in and be like, oh man.
Yeah. One of the podcasters I used to listen to now has a Twitch channel where he's just watching old commercials. with
That's
people.
rad.
Yeah.
Damn it. I just realized now one of my favorite things about Demolition Man was the fact that Wesley Snipes, he's like, I reprogrammed the lights so he would go illuminate, deluminate. And we have that technology now.
We do.
And I'm not fucking using it.
That's right. You
yeah, you
didn't
could just
reprogram
tell
it.
Alexa to do that.
Yeah, just like
Alexa.
the new word.
Illuminate.
Illuminate.
Yeah, I want that now.
I forgot all about that scene. I gotta
Yeah.
Jack
watch that
Black
movie.
was one of his henchmen in that movie. Did you know that?
Really?
Little baby Jack Black.
No.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's still what I call him.
Little
Little
baby
baby
Jack
Little
Black.
baby Jack Black.
I know.
Tiny BB.
Oh, I love
Tiny
him.
BB
I
JB
love
Jables.
him.
Me
Gotta
too.
rewatch most of his catalog.
Oh yeah.
Nearly always great.
Whenever people
He was good in
the rare instances.
Cable Guy.
Oh yeah. In the rare instances I've been asked like, what's your vocal range? I'm like Jack Black.
That's yours.
Yeah.
I sound exactly
Nice.
like him.
Nice.
Yeah.
I can
That's
sing
lucky.
Tenacious D like a motherfucker.
Yeah, yeah.
I really kill
It's
it.
so good.
Oh,
Well, not right now, but
I want to see your
I think
Tenacious D
together we
cover
could do
band.
it. Yeah.
Yep.
sorry we can't do karaoke tonight, guys.
I know. I can. Fucking
yeah,
idiot.
you can.
Loser.
John can't. You suck.
Three-quarters of us
I'm
can.
going solo, baby. I'm breaking up
Bring
the
it-
band.
yes.
I remember one time we were having band practice in the Buttafuoco's, and one of our band members' girlfriends showed up really pissed at him for some such shit that he had done. Like, he was wrong. He had fucked up somehow, but she like made him leave band practice. And as she was walking out, our bass player goes, well, great practice till fucking Yoko showed up. It was one of the funniest things I've ever heard in my life. Remember Yoko Ono?
Yeah.
Nope.
Have you ever heard Yoko Ono sing?
Only on that one Chuck Berry video
yeah.
where his eyes get huge.
What was she doing?
Caterwauling?
It was very silly sounding.
Seeking attention.
Yeah.
Fair.
You guys, anybody can sing, have a song come out. John's breaking things.
Oh no.
Have a song come out if they have enough money, though. So, like,
Yeah,
you don't
yeah,
have
yeah.
to be good.
No.
Yeah.
Especially now, as long as you're pretty enough, they'll sell you.
Yeah.
They're like, we've got 8 guys in suits here that'll write you a song.
That's why I love Phil Collins.
Hell
There'll
yeah.
never be another stepdad vocalist like
Oh,
him.
yeah.
There's-
Oh, yeah.
He is perfect.
There was a lot of them in those days. I was always talking about like you open the sleeve to like a fucking Foghat album. Like those guys look like your friend's dad.
Yeah.
Phil Collins is working real hard to get enough money to buy the Alamo, you guys.
Is he really?
He wants the Alamo so bad.
Why?
Funny.
Texas is actually trying to pass a bill right now that the Alamo can't ever go into private ownership, specifically because
keep Phil Collins from buying it?
is trying to buy it. Phil Collins is upset. So this is like well known, and when you go to the Alamo, there's a bunch of like stuff that Phil Collins has donated the money for, so his name's everywhere. But he really wants to own it.
It's because he thinks Pee Wee's bike's down there.
That's funny.
That's a good callback.
Yeah.
That's a good.
She doesn't know what it is, but it's.
Are you not familiar with Pee Wee's
No,
Big
I know
Adventure?
that scene. I know that scene because we looked it up when we went to the Alamo,
Okay.
and I would never forget.
He uncrumbles a bunch of fucking.
Who was
way
the
he pulls
actor-
out money
yeah.
for the gypsy.
Who was the actress that played the tour guide in Pee Wee's Big Adventure? Do you remember?
Oh, wow.
I think she was like an SNL comic or something like that. I just remember she had that great fake Texas accent. Hey y'all,
1985.
welcome to the Alamo.
Yep.
Man, that is good.
I'm guessing Jan Hooks.
That's a solid guess. BMX kids.
I was just looking how many BMX kids there are.
They were the ones who,
I can
like-
picture her, and I can't think of her name, but I have her
Right?
face in my head right now.
Oh, well, she was probably uncredited. Oh, let's see. It'll probably be down at the bottom. Amazing Larry. Hobo Jack.
Jan Hooks.
Jan
there she
Hooks.
is.
Tina. It was Jan Hooks.
Good man.
Good guess.
Fuck yeah.
Totally.
Your
Listen,
impression.
Is what gave it to you?
Yeah.
Wow.
Thank
you guys
you.
are connected.
Or I'm just very good at impressions.
Honestly, yes.
No, we're
it was like
connected.
she was in the room.
Hi, y'all. It's me, Jan Hooks.
Something about that just made me think of her. Just 'cause, and I've seen a lot between SNL and
Alamo.
She talks about corn and maize, and
Yeah.
I forget her lines in that movie.
I
gotta
do
watch
too.
it.
I just remember the way she really held on Alamo.
Where the fuck is Francis?
Chubbs?
Francis,
AKA
Yeah.
Chubbs from Teen Wolf?
What is he doing now?
Ah, he's probably no longer with us.
Oh, she's great.
Oh my God, that picture.
Yeah, it's not
Oh,
flattering.
that's not,
Not
great.
flattering.
I'm trying
Poor
to just
Jan.
Google did her dirty.
Trying to think if I
It
just
did do her
remember.
dirty.
Yeah.
Google, you mean.
Who'd she
Tortilla.
upset there?
Mark Holton was Francis. Francis Buxton. Look at him. Look at him. Look at him.
Oh, he doesn't
Looking like
look
a-
mean at all.
Looking like a bad.
That's a
Oh, I was gonna say
great-
looks like a bad guy
Aw.
on 24.
no,
Is he still alive?
That's a sweet boy.
Did it say he was born in Oklahoma City?
Yeah.
Look at him.
Born July 19th, just a few days after me, and one day after Mark Sinclair.
Wait, when was he born? 67. 67.
58 for Mark. Mark Holton. A lot of Marks.
Those boys are 9 years apart.
Okay, so he
Yeah.
was closer to a
Look at
teenager in Teen Wolf than I thought.
Yeah.
That's wild because he looks fucking 30 in Teen Wolf.
What is that
Right?
photo going around right now that's Jason Bateman next to another guy the exact same age? Do you guys have any idea what I'm talking about?
No, I'm not sure.
I wonder if I can.
Okay, looks like he's worked consistently, just not a lot of big projects. Actually, maybe not that consistent. Just a few times over. the
I know
last
he
few years.
played Gacy in a movie.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I love that he was in Tim and Eric's awesome show 10-year anniversary.
Yeah.
That makes me like it.
I was on Days of Our Lives for a bit. Or for 2 episodes.
Detective Morgan and Santa. Of course. That's wild. Should we pick and plug it?
Yeah, let's do it. I got a fun one for the pick today. I'm gonna try.
So picks and plugs, obviously we do plugs, you're familiar. And then picks is just sort of a pick of the week. Doesn't have to be new. Can be a movie, can be a TV show, can be a book, can be a band, could be anything that is worth checking out.
Gonna recommend a song this week. I've been just playing shuffle a lot on YouTube Music, which is not. I don't know if I love it as much as I love Spotify, but it is good. I get it along with YouTube Premium, which is why I signed up.
Right.
YouTube Premium I love. YouTube without ads is a game changer as far as I'm concerned. But I was listening to it, just shuffle, and the song "The Giving Tree" by If These Trees Could Talk.
Wow.
It's an instrumental song that just really grabbed me.
Okay.
And as a big fan of electronic music, I listen to a lot of stuff that's either instrumental or doesn't have a lot of lyrics. But this leaned a lot more into rock than I'm used to, and always something that kind of pushed genres a little bit. So, "The Giving Tree" by If These Trees Could Talk. Check it out, and I think you'll dig it.
All right.
Got a plug coming up the second Friday of every month is the Starlight Comedy Night at the Starlight, one of our favorite little bars here in Tulsa. And I've got a great plug for March 10th, our next show. We've got 2 of the 3 comics lined up so far, and I believe the third is on the way, so stay tuned on that. But Jeremy Beck from Northwest Arkansas is coming out to Tulsa to tell some jokes. Glad to welcome him to the Starlight stage. And then back on the Starlight stage again is your friend and mine, Michael Zampino. Glad to have you back on the show, buddy.
Me too. I'm glad. Starlight's one of my favorite rooms to do. It's really great whenever you can do a room that you know is going to be a lot more accepting of certain ideals.
Oh, and then this
and
show
styles.
This is going to drop Sunday morning, right? This episode.
Yeah.
So that means also, if you get a chance, come out tonight to Ruby Red in downtown Tulsa. Brett Jeffries'
that's
Riff
right.
Show
The
is at a
new-
new venue.
Is it permanent new venue or?
I believe so.
Okay.
They're still doing the show at Heirloom in the beginning of the month, and then this Ruby Red show is going to be at the end of the month.
I see.
So come out and see me and a fantastic lineup of comics doing some riffing.
And where's Ruby Red?
Ruby Red's downtown. It's right by Elgin Park, right near Elgin and Archer.
Thank you. Cool. What about you guys? Any picks? What have you been into lately? Watching anything? Listening to anything?
I'm only watching trash TV, so
Great.
that's probably not something that I should suggest to anyone.
It's whatever you're into. Doesn't have to be good.
Oh no, it's not good. What I've been watching lately is on Peacock.
Okay.
It is called Love Without Borders.
Oh, I've heard of it.
Okay, so it's kind of like 90 Day Fiance.
I think Becky watches it. You guys should chat.
It's dirty trash, and it's great.
Okay.
It's over
Dirty
though.
trash.
It's over now. I heard a new band recently that I absolutely loved. So I went to a concert in Kansas City for a band called the 502s. So
Okay,
I already knew who they were, but their opener was a band called Oliver Hazard out of Ohio, and they were so great.
It sounded like the whole, and it was a beautiful venue, small old building. It wasn't even that packed, and their music sounded like great soundtrack music, like to good movies, like Wes Anderson.
yeah.
So their music really did impact us.
What was it? Oliver
Hazard. So their Instagram, they mentioned that a teenager has the handle Oliver Hazard. So they said, please don't follow him or send him any money on Venmo. Theirs is Ollie Hazard, Oli Hazard.
Okay.
Gotcha.
But they were really.
Well, a lot of noise that was. I guess it knew.
It did know. It was like, you know what? You shan't be playing this music. I don't know. I guess it's super copyright protected.
Yeah, so apparently either I have really bad taste and it's trying to protect you
We
from
tried to
hearing
play
what
Oliver
my
Hazard and it
ears-
shut the board down.
Yeah.
So do go
But
look
that
them
first
up.
track on
They're-
Spotify has over 9 million plays, is what I was going to say. So
Yeah, I guess I haven't looked them up. I'm an Apple Music user, so I haven't looked them up on Spotify.
Look at all
yet.
of us supporting different music streaming services.
I'll tell you which one not to use, though. Amazon Music. That app sucks shit.
does it.
I tried to use it for, there's a certain podcast that releases early on there.
I have one like that too.
Is it Something Was Wrong? If
no,
it's not, you should listen
no,
to that
I think
one.
mine's morbid.
This one's kind of...
I do listen to Something Was Wrong, but
Okay.
I've never tried to listen to it on there.
So you get a week early release on Amazon Music. if
And
you
no
have
ads,
Amazon.
maybe.
I can't remember if
Okay,
there's... I
Morbid's
think there
no
might be
ads. That's
no
why I
ads.
wanted
I
to
can't
go
remember.
there.
Anyways,
It's under the will.
the fucking app crashes constantly for me.
Oh, that's frustrating.
So yeah, I'm like driving around trying to listen to this podcast, and then the app will just fucking crash, and I have to like pull it back up, and I'm like driving. It's fucking frustrating.
yeah, it's
Stupid.
almost, it's
Fuck you,
almost not
Bezos.
worth listening to it early at that
Your
point.
app sucks, Bezos. You bald shithead.
I know you're
Tell him,
listening.
Hilton. He probably is.
It's stupid haircut.
We gotta stop. We gotta stop as a group being follicleists. We have it all day. Just
No,
chill.
Hilton's allowed to.
Yeah. Here's the thing, man. Bald looks good on me.
And me alone.
And that's it.
That's it. Everyone else
That's
sucks.
it. Anyone else like I'm telling on you, Mark Sinclair. Grow some hair, buddy.
Yeah, Marcus. That's gonna take me a while to remember because just now when you said it, I was like, "Who's Mark?" Oh yeah. John, any picks?
Picks. How does this game go again? I'm so fucking.
What? No. So anything
you're
you've been into, like
any
a pick of
music,
the week.
movies, video games, whatever you want to talk about.
I'm getting caught up on popular programming. I'm 3 or 4 episodes into The Last of Us.
So
Cool.
fucking good.
It's good acting.
It's so good. Did you play the game?
No, what's
Me
it?
neither.
It
Oh,
was
so
on,
it's based on a game.
PS3 and PS4. It was the
Oh,
game.
I don't.
originally game. Yeah.
I was gonna say the only video game that I ever play anymore is Mario Kart on Switch. So
Nice.
If you guys ever want to get fucked up,
Yeah.
hit me up.
All right, yeah.
I'll have my son hit you up.
There's
He's
a
on there.
Wii, I
I'm
see.
ready to make
Yeah.
your son cry.
Okay,
I'm very good. That's
You know,
my world.
not joking
I don't know,
either.
man.
He really
Every time I ever thought I was good at a game, and then I would play online, and some 12-year-old would just thrash me.
And then they
that's
tell
where
you
I
what they
go.
do to your mother, and it
they're
hurts.
so fucking
it cuts
mean.
deep.
They're mean.
It's so, like all I know
I'm
about.
like, if you weren't a fucking juvenile, ooh.
But that's why I play
Also,
like
be nice to my mom.
Like when you're
nice.
on Switch and you're playing with the whole world. To me, it's as close as I get to like World War. Because I'm like, oh, I'm racing Japan and Germany and Hawaii and you name it.
This
We're
fucking Tunisian kid doesn't even
just
know what's
fucking
coming to him.
smoking them. I'm beating the world.
You feeling some patriotism?
Yeah, I really do.
Except Japan. John cannot beat the kids in
What the
Japan.
fuck?
Of course not.
They're so good.
Well, that's
I
why
feel
I
like
can
it's
beat
always
anybody.
That's where
They're
Nintendo.
professionally
he
trained.
says that, and then
I'm
he's trying to
honestly-
throw the remote at the TV.
That's where
No,
Nintendo
I
is
lose my
from.
mind.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Yes, you're home. You're on their turf.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
a great point.
And
Yes,
I love a game.
Challenge them to Madden and see what happens.
I love a game that's based on karma too. It's like you're doing well, and then it's like hellfire falls on you.
Blue turtle
Yeah,
shell.
if you're doing well, the game
that
will
green one
take
that you
out.
let go, and then you run into it on the next time around.
Oh,
I
yeah.
always ricochet those into me. It's the
Those
worst.
little green bastards.
I want to plug two things, and
Please.
these are future things. But Joanna is currently organizing her own antique shop and kind of
beautiful.
entity. We're looking at logos and things like that. But we've amassed an unbelievable antique collection.
Do you have anybody working on your logo?
No.
Oh shit!
I'm lost. Please help me.
I will.
Honestly,
I
it's
will.
gonna be. It's gonna
I'd
be
love
a
to,
small,
actually.
a small
would be
business.
honored.
from
Trying to
the
build
ground
a
up.
little portfolio.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
but-
let's work together. Yeah.
Yay.
For sure, but that's something I want people to look out for. And also, we are down to 2 kittens of our cat.
Oh, yeah, we
cat
haven't
colony.
mentioned this. We have
We run an unofficial cat
yeah, we
rescue.
run an unofficial cat rescue, and this year we've had 10 kittens, I think, and we're
wow.
down to just 2 still looking for homes.
Okay.
2 little
And
males.
they're
They're
so
fixed.
good.
They're vetted.
Matter
They're
of fact,
fantastic.
I would even venture to say that they're bonded.
Is
so
there
if you're-
is there a good way if there was somebody in your area that was looking to home them?
they,
Is there
they
a
don't
good way
have to be in our
contact?
area. We will take these cats
And we travel for work,
anywhere.
so
Yeah,
much.
is there a good way for them to contact
John's
you?
social media. Yeah.
Yeah.
Contact us via John's social
Yeah,
media.
yeah. Or like I said, if you come to social media, just send me a message. We post about them enough.
You can comment on one of those
it's,
posts.
It's 2 male cats. One's a tuxedo. One is
One's a little Oreo.
White,
Yeah, he's so
white with a little bit of orange tabby striping.
Okay.
But they're just beautiful, social. They're great with all cats, humans. They're great with
They
dogs.
love our dogs.
They take just a second to warm up, and then anywhere you are, they now live on your lap and on your chest. It's so
All right.
cute.
So if you need a couple cats,
Yeah.
hit us up. First time we've sold cats on the show.
It is, yeah.
They're fixed. They've gotten their shots and they're ready. Like
Nice.
you don't have to pay
No muss,
shit.
no fuss,
Just
yeah.
take these cats.
They
We're
just need a
trying to
good home.
give good cats good homes.
Good to know.
Right on.
Yeah.
I will also plug March 10th at Starlight
What?
on account of the fact that I'm on that show.
Hey.
heard of him.
You can come see me do some new stuff and some very old stuff, but a surprising amount of good stuff. New stuff. I mean, I don't know that it's good. It's new.
I'm glad
I,
you
I
started-
won't
We
go.
can vouch.
No, I'm really-
We
I don't
can
have the
vouch.
balls to say it's good.
I'm just so happy you've started
Surprising.
telling funny
I'm
jokes.
Thank
That's
you.
really that's
Thank
been a
you.
good shift in
I
your
know.
style.
I liked the not funny ones for.
They
a
were
long time.
okay.
They were okay.
I
They were
really
okay.
sometimes I prefer the not funny
The
ones.
drama,
You know
conflict.
what's really cool.
My monologues.
How long have you been doing
Slam
stand-up?
poetry.
About 11.
13 years.
Okay, so we're very similar. I'm
2010.
a little over 11 years right now. But what is the coolest fucking thing to see in your growth as a comedian is that when I come into this area, everybody in your scene knows you and thinks you're very fucking funny. When you're not around and people are referring to you like fucking Zampino's a beast. Zampino's a killer.
Not even coming into this area, we'll see people in other
Yeah,
cities, and
yeah.
like if they'll have been, we'll be like, okay, well, where do you work? And they tell us that they work here, and they're like, oh my god, Zampino.
Yeah,
oh my
so-
god.
You guys.
What I mean to say is, I know that you are spread thin. You're a dad. You're a husband. You're a lot of things, and so it's hard for you to really buckle down. But in the last few times I've seen you perform, you're too fucking funny not to be out there full time. And I realize that life doesn't always allow you just to pursue things recklessly. But when you're ready, please just come to me. Don't feel like you can't.
Yeah.
I'll give you the playbook. I'll help you get out there as much as I can.
It's something that when Eleanor was born, I quit my job and became a stay-at-home dad at my day job at the time, and was kind of at one point I kind of decided that I didn't want to be a road comic because I was scared of missing everything.
Yeah.
I had abandonment issues, and I had an absentee bio dad and all that stuff. So it got really tough for me. But now that she's getting a little bit older, I'm feeling like I might be able to do more of it without feeling like I'm abandoning my family.
That makes sense. Yeah.
But yeah, at the same time, that's why I dove so much into the podcast was, I can do it from home and I can be, I can be home and
you're
really
right.
be involved.
Well,
No, the way you're doing it is exactly how you need to do it. Like, what life will permit, but in just seeing what I'm seeing, the promise is there. If you've ever doubted whether or not this is where you should be going. I just want to confirm that you're going the
Thanks,
right direction.
man.
Fuck yeah, yeah, yeah.
Appreciate that. Now, if I can only just write more often, that's my biggest thing.
No,
Yeah,
man.
it's so hard.
The great thing
You're
is,
like me too, though. You have issues
Yeah,
with
yeah.
big chunks of writer's block, right?
Hear me out though. Nobody knows who you are.
That's true.
And the beautiful thing is, once you start touring, you're going to be in a different place where nobody's ever heard of you or seen you. So guess what? Your
You get
jokes
to
are
keep using
brand
Oh, yeah, they're
fucking
always
new.
brand new.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So don't beat yourself up.
Yeah.
That
But we get that
organically.
cynical artist in us that's like, you fucking hack. You're doing the same jokes from 6 years ago.
I don't write. I've
It's
been
hard.
No, I know. And I truly have, I've not put it down all together, but 3.5 to 4 hours of material, but it's all old. It's always evolving. But to say I have 4 old hours and I haven't really I insert really tiny new here and there and a rephrase and a blah, blah, blah. But like something about having that much material has stunted my writing just because I'm like, I feel like I can't move on until I record some of this and get it out of my head. Because right now they're still good. And
That's like a musician thing, too. Like,
Yeah.
I got to record these fucking songs so I can
Yeah.
write new ones.
yeah, we were going to do it before the pandemic, and then things have not lined up to put the proper money and time
feel
into
you.
recording them. Yeah.
Yep.
But,
Boy, did that thing really fuck up a lot of stuff.
oh man,
A couple of really quick picks for me. Just had the one plug. Oh, of course, Maximum News is back. Big
Yeah, you
plug
and
there.
TJ.
Maximum News. New co-host TJ Clark is filling in for Toby Morton. Toby will still be on the show anytime he gets the opportunity. His schedule is just way too busy for him to be a weekly co-host on a podcast right now. So TJ Clark was gracious enough to jump in, and they are absolutely amazing. TJ's incredibly smart and incredibly thorough, and he's amazing. So look out for new episodes of Maximum News coming out every Monday.
Yeah.
And then a couple of picks, a couple of Texas bands. A band, if you've never heard of, they're a smaller band if you like weird, heavier stuff. The House Harkonnen. If you've ever heard of the House
I
Harkonnen.
haven't.
They are a Dallas-based band. Obviously, their name based on a Dune character. And then Mars Volta has a new album. Yeah. Are you a Mars Volta fan?
I am.
Got so
Have you
excited
heard
he hit
the
his
new
mic.
album?
I did not. Fuck off. That's crazy.
Have you? It sounds completely different than old Mars Volta, but it's fucking fantastic. It's a lot more mellow and a little bit more electronic, but it's fucking great.
That's awesome. We'll
It's
definitely
so good. Yeah.
look it up on the way home.
Yeah. New Mars Volta album. It's one you can listen to T to B. So good. So good. Well, we did a show.
Thanks for
We
coming on,
did a
guys.
show.
John didn't lose his voice.
So
I
proud.
never had one.
Never had one to begin with. Can't lose it if you ain't got it.
All episodes.
This, I feel like my voice is about where my virginity was when I lost it.
Beautiful.
It was on its way out.
I was wondering where he was going with this.
Fading away.
Yeah, it was already disintegrating, and I'm just like, do you want what's left of it? 'Cause
Your voice is like my hair.
I've been chipping away at it for years.
Yep, your voice is like my hair. It's not gone yet, but the bags are packed.
Stop it. You have good hair. He's got
It's
good
just
hair.
fine. It's very fine.
It is
I
fine.
would-
That's what he just said.
Oh, I get it.
Oh, that's fine.
Head to toe. Fine.
All right, everybody. We'll see you next week.